as a response. Instant disable,
Yeah,
Luna.
I agree that it might have been a little weird for Waska to pick Storm there just because it would have killed their flex potential of the Pango a bit, but it's also just a good hero. I feel like we saw a lot of the value of Storm in that last game we just caught because you just have such good jump. You have burst damage, you have gank potential, you can rotate side lanes, you can carry a little bit.
I think it's just one of Lorenov's best heroes, and they see the Pango, and Storm is comfortable laning into Pango, and when Waska do get the chance, they will often put this Pango way more on Dark Mago, and Storm isn't enough of a deterrent to not lane it there. So I think they just called their bluff in the sense that they will not flex this Pangolier. And maybe they actually protect the Pango flex to offlane by picking Alk. You wouldn't want to lane the Pango in that either.
We did see the Wisdom Rune. Lorenov does numbers when he's playing Storm Spirit. 2 out of the top 8 kill records in Dream League.
But yeah, Lion is a classic counter to Storm. Like, it's no surprise that Waska take it when they see Storm here. Also, Matthews had really great performances on this hero, and the mana drain aspect of the hero shouldn't be underestimated if you are a tanky strength hero like Doom or even Alchemist.
He does have to worry a little bit about dying to physical damage. Normally when you're playing Line, you don't worry that much about spells and stuff, but I could see Alk just getting on top of Line and punishing him with BKBs. That part's a little scary. But I also have been very impressed with Matthews' line play. I do kind of feel like that's his best hero.
10 seconds remaining.
So, something that Waska did in this draft that I don't like is that they pick Luna here instead of picking an early counter to Doom because they just figure it'll be good enough on lane and then they'll play off of Luna's farm and her timings. But like overall, Tundra have a very solid like idea versus this Luna in the first place with their first pick Doom. Like Luna getting doomed is very hard to counterplay. The only save that they have is a snowball, maybe buying Luna an extra second or two, but it's not enough to take them into the late game.
And I feel like they might not even get there because I would be shocked if they don't just take Chen on the side of Tundra. Like, Lion plus most offlaners won't deal with that at all. You have this Alchemist timing you're going to hit. So if you pick a support that buys the auras, Doom kind of freed up to go, like the BKBs and the Blinks. I like that they banned Enchantress, but I think that Clockwork ban may have been a bit misguided. Almost every team that picks Alk, in my experience, goes for that timing. I'm curious if they... I mean, it's like you can go the buff route like Ogre or like a backline team fighter like Warlock, but I do think out of all the heroes Whitemon's picked, yeah, Shen's just too strong here, I think.
Maybe they think that they can just pick Timbersaw for Sacred, and that's their Chen solution, but I agree with you. It's not good enough of a solution if that's the line they were thinking.
And 16-5 win rate on Chen.
Yeah, it's like a hero that's winning when it gets picked, so you got to remember these supports, and it's like you can just look at the page, right, that Tundra's picking from, and I just look at Alchemist, and I'll always think tempo. I'll always think 15-20 minute window, go, go, go. You want something that buffs him up.
In great auras, that's going to defend against like Lion Burst, Pango Burst, Eclipse, things like that. Heals upon heals against a team that cannot heal.
And if they pick Timber, it's like it's going to deal with the lane pretty well, but then you're against Doom, and yeah, it's like the other heroes can deal with Luna and Pango, like just Doom the Timber, and he's pretty much paper. I think that's one of the worst matchups in Dota.
A lot of Sacred's go-tos that are still in the pool do not like Doom. The Bristleback, the Death Prophet, the Timbersaw, the Doom just shuts them all down.
Someone's got to get Doom, though.
That's why I don't understand why Waska would let this first pick Doom through with no answer to the Doom. It's not like they had the ability to pick a Shadow Demon or something.
That is kind of spicy. That hero's out of meta, but he does offer the disruption in fights that I would hope for. You're not...
We saw banned one time previous to this, I think.
I mean, my concern is they're going to probably buy, like, Solar. They're going to buy, like, Vlad's. They're going to have Chen spell that gives, like, 20 armor, and plus armor always counters minus armor. That's just the way the formula works, so...
It's like it's already countered a little bit, basically.
Yeah, right? I do hate playing Slardar into Chin, in my experience. Like, out of all the other heroes in the game, I like Slardar, but meaning against the other 4 heroes that Tundra has, but...
Because he gives 20 armor to his ally on Chen. So
you're just negating a non-ultimate spell with your ultimate.
I understand the route that they took, like extra burst damage so that Luna can kill these big targets. Like maybe they think they'll outtrade the Alk online with a Slardar. Like typically he does win most melee matchups, but I think the Chen factor later on in the game is going to be really hard to play into. And once Tundra hit their timing, Slardar isn't going to feel comfortable running in inside of the 5-man and the Chen army. Like, I don't think he'll get to the state where he has Blink BKB plus an aura item to help his team.
Yeah, it's kind of worrisome. And I feel like a lot of times lately, Slaughter doesn't really go that much like carry-like potential. It's a lot of the utility. It's like Blink, BKB, Lotus Orb type stuff because it's about the initiation and the utility of jumping in. And since they have the armor counters, it's like he's really just amplifying his damage for the Luna, who then has to carry. So at some point it could be weird, but maybe it'll work in their playstyle. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, Khan does magical damage, so
Yep.
is that necessary? I mean, maybe the 20 talent's decent, but it synergizes with Pango, the Slardar.
That's
It's
true.
like, I see what they're going for. They have the tag team from Tusk. Like, there is a decent amount of physical that gets amped here. I am just really worried, like, what happens when Alk hits AC and Chin has, like, drums Vlads or something like this. I feel like the game just accelerates way faster than...
And
Lost
even
it, man.
before that, Doom, right? There's a Doom problem.
Yeah.
If they had like an SF instead of a Luna, I would feel a lot better about it because then it's like, okay, it's very clearly a minus armor lineup, but they can also get Crimson Guard on Doom to just damage block before any of the armor is taken into account. So, I mean, there's definitely timing early when Chen's third skill is not that leveled and they don't have Crimson Guard. They can blow people up.
$5,000 on the line, people. How many
200
EPT
200.
points? 200 EPT points on the line. This series matters a lot. Let's get into game number 1 with Cap and Synderen.
$5,000. That's a lot of money. It is a lot of money.
$1 million.
Dota players are spoiled nowadays. All right? $5,000 is one heck of a paycheck for a single Dota match. Synderen, do you know how much money you made the first DreamHack that you played that you won?
Dota
DreamHack
players
Winter
are
2011?
spoiled nowadays, Cap. 3 acts is plenty.
30 seconds.
Answer the question, Synderen.
How much did I win at the first DreamHack?
DreamHack Winter 2011. First place
I
you
think
got?
the first place prize was 50,000 SEK. So that would have probably been about $5,000.
It was $7,000.
$7,000 first prize.
That's right. And then you got second place at the Premier League. You know how much that was?
I don't know, 1,000.
$3,000
Oh shit,
for second place. You lost to Alliance on Mouse Sports.
that's unfortunate.
I'm just saying. $5,000 used to be what you would get for taking first.
Yep.
It's a lot of money to play for.
And we got, back in my day, we got 0 EPT points
That's true.
for every tournament. Uh-oh. Sucks
Boxed up, locked in. The big bad Slardar is there on the other side of things. Finish him off with a big old crush.
2 kills for Waska.
My deepest sympathies.
And they get the first one on Dark Mago. So that's a nice little bit of a beginning for them laning into the Storm Spirit as Pango. Bit of an unfavorable matchup. This is the first blood in question. So Saksa got ganked. And then he was like, that was fun. I want to try again.
Yeah.
And then he tried again. Now all that's left is to die in lane as well.
It's almost like Sacred has a bit of crush on him.
So what you guys can't see on camera is that he's violating me.
Obnoxiously slapping Synderen's shoulder. Get it, Synderen, get it.
And right before this game started, you were blasting at 100 decibels, some random country song.
It was
more-
Willie Nelson.
You're becoming more obnoxious by the minute, actually.
33
See,
is
Avery
about
might
to
put
be.
up with this shit because he doesn't know better. That's what he has to put up with his whole life because that's your culture. But in my home country, we don't play country. 33.
33 just picked up the Harpy. And I thought he was going to win the lane with that, but immediately got ran down by Udomi and Pike. The Luna Tusk combination proves to be too strong for him initially.
Yeah, Waska seemed to be coming in hot today so far. I mean, a couple of these kills. You know, the 2 on Soxa are a little bit random. Oh my god, we're going to have to say Waska and Soxa in the same sentence. Good luck. I also wanted to point out, the last picks in the draft here are actually very interesting, both of them, as Sacred will be backing out of trouble. So on one side, we got the 9th pick, Chen. This hero in the tournament is now 16-5, and he generally gets picked second phase, but this time around Tundra pick it very last for them. And Waska get their hands on Saksa. Enough.
Nope. One more time.
Enough.
One more time.
This is not going to be a trade. It was close, but Yodomi's fine.
And if anything, 33 actually takes a healthy amount of damage.
So, on one side you have the Chen, on the other one you have the Slardar. I didn't check the win rate on that, but I can't imagine it's anywhere near what numbers Chen is putting up.
I have to imagine it's either 100% or 0%, because how many Slardars were there?
Yeah,
in
there
this
haven't been
tournament?
many. We haven't cast one, at least. But I get what they're going for. What they're going for with this. The matchup against Doom is nice. The matchup against Alk on paper, you're one of the carries or offlaners that can really be disruptive to him later in the game. But I don't think Slardar beats Alk in lane anymore. I think those days are over. Especially with a Chen in the picture, then it gets a lot easier. So we'll see how Waska's lineup comes together later down the line. When I saw the drafts, I very much favored the potential mid-game prowess of Tundra's lineup, playing around the Chen's timing. But with this nice early game from Waska, maybe they're just more warmed up today.
So Slardar's win rate, it's neither 0% nor 100%.
Oh.
It's null. This is
First
the
game.
first game of Slardar at this tournament.
Well, then what, in your opinion, if a hero hasn't been picked, does it have 0 or 100% win rate? You have to pick one of the two.
I have to pick one of the two. 0% because he's such a loser that he isn't even getting picked.
You're such a negative person. I believe in his potential. So to me, he has a 100% win rate. He is glorious until proven otherwise. And that's why he hasn't been picked in 150 games.
Right. So
whatever.
you're just being pessimistic about the pro players at this tournament.
There's always
Not
a way to spin it in a
recognizing
negative
the
way, isn't there?
potential, isn't it?
With you. How can I turn this wholesome comment into garbage? Cap 2024.
I can't wait to see that on next season of Dream League. That'll be a
That
good,
should be your Twitter banner.
good tweet. Waska, despite being 4-0, seems like maybe CS is playing against them a little bit. They don't really have that much of a net worth lead.
Oh, 250 of it is free for Alk in the beginning of the game.
That's
and
true.
He gets a little bit extra gold from the lane. So
And it does look like the Harpy over time is having its effect in this lane.
oh yeah, speaking of generating gold out of thin air, Doom and Alk in the same team.
Yep. How much do we have the consumable? Gold spent on consumables. I would wonder, especially with Waska finding so many kills in top lane and dealing with this, how much they've spent trying to just keep themselves healthy, and it looks like a good amount.
I mean,
Blocked in 33. Matthew TPing in for this play. Beautiful bushwhack, but not enough in a 2v3.
I'm not sure how to interpret that consumable spent, gold spent statistic. Because those numbers are about the same as their net worth, right? They could have never spent that much gold on consumables. Like 900 gold minute 6? That's 35 tangos.
That's a good way to put it.
So I'm not quite sure if it, perhaps it's just, I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. I'm guessing
blood grenades
guessing
and
this was
wards.
maybe it's just bugged right now or something.
I did see a big difference between the Luna and the Alchemist.
Can we see it again? I just want to make sure I understand it. All right, Saksa's gonna die here. Just to compare the differences, because so 190 on Alk to 1,000 on Lion.
Got it.
1,000 gold?
I mean,
How?
Observer's pointing out, he's like, well, obviously wards and TP scroll. I feel like that's not adding up to me.
I can't. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm not going crazy. This doesn't sound. This sounds unbelievable.
It is impressive though. If Matthew.
This is when they find a random bug in it where it's like, oh, we've set Observer War to 500. My bad. Explains everything. Well,
7-minute Wisdom Runes, no invasions happening, nothing major. Mid lane matchup, 3,600 to 2,800. Doing pretty well for himself on Dark Mago.
yeah, definitely. He did have the first blood advantage, but even then, I would still expect the Storm to get a lead, despite that first blood. But I say that, and I think, wasn't it yesterday that I was like, do you think it was worth it for Pango to buy Blightstone against Storm? And then he killed him in lane.
Oh yeah, that was super sick. How much he was able to do.
goes.
Oh,
Nice
Unstable
throws.
Concoction hits on it too. Pike is going to be picked up inside the snowball. They're going to chase after 33 here, but they're walking into Lornoff. Not looking good, especially if the Rolling Thunder can't go off. Shield Crash gives him the shield required to be able to get the Rolling Thunder off, and he's going to try and angle for this kill on 33. It's hard to get it though. The healing style, they gave him enough to survive through another hit, and missed the swashbuckle. Now he's dead. Dead, didn't get the kill. Yodomi has to commit for it. He'll get it in the end. 1 for 3. Where did the Chen die? Bottom lane, so kind of 2 for 3 with the whole map considered.
That was a great Elk rotation, though, from Nightfall. Very, very good. They needed to get something going. They were down 0-6. They weren't really... He's the one guy in the team who's doing very well right now, and he's going to pay it back immediately to his teammates with that rotation. So bringing the Storm over was necessary, or that would have got really awkward. Gonna Chemical Rage off the Corrosive Haze. Ooh, that was very close to landing. I'll stack their stuns a little bit.
In trouble with the tag team. They might be able to fight through this Chemical Rage. It's kind of close. The bash is coming in. Oh, he went for a crush and got him. Finished them off in the end. Pike will eventually be run down. They may have missed the initial bit. Got him eventually. Sacred almost died on the other side of things. In fact, I actually clicked on the Harpy. He was halfway through the animation of Chain Lightning, which doesn't really have much of an animation in the first place.
Pretty short animation.
It was like the little green pop-up of like spell activating sort of thing.
That was divine favor in action, right?
Yeah.
Chen only gave 5 armor there, but this is going to be more. He will be maxing out the spell later. You did see it already offset a decent amount of what Waska were trying to do. I guess buying Armlet on Alk is just never a thing, because if there ever were a game, this would surely be the one. When you're playing against this much minus armor, and
there is a lot of liquidity, obviously, to the downside. So we have got a really good chance here to make some really quick gains. I have 2 trades open, and this one is going fine. Let's see, that's gonna take some time. But this can swing up. Look at this. It can swing up within a second. Like, this doesn't mean anything. Like, it can just go up like this, you know. That's what it's supposed to do. Looking at the graph, I mean, that's a little retracement, and then it can just rip. They're buying at the all-time high. They don't give a shit, man. But there is a lot of liquidity to the downside, so if anyone wants to exit, there is a lot of it to exit. So price follows liquidity. So let's see. Let's see what we're gonna see here. If I can swing up in a minute, I can go straight up. There is an environment to trade.
Now that's something Willie Nelson would have said.
Radiant are scanning.
Diffusal coming in?
No, smoke time. Oh, maybe he does have a diffusal.
Look at it go.
Waska.
I got my diffusal. Let's go have a smoke. Kill in the storm spirit. Underneath the toe.
I mean, that's expected.
Down he goes.
I'm gonna do, hopefully,
Tell him, partner.
connect this.
Shard block in the army. Got him.
Okay, I'm starting to be conditioned here. I saw Ice Shards catch something, and I was like, oh no, Soxa.
Soxa, no.
Just like Soxa, isn't it? He's on the opposite side of the map. I just already expected to be the hoodwink getting caught in the river. All right, Waska, they'll get the mid tower. Nicely done.
Every single time Soxa hears the Ice Shard sound, he breaks into a cold sweat.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, no man is coming down. Nice, nice.
Good start for Waska, you gotta say. Getting that mid tower this early is very nice against the type of lineup that Tundra are running. They would like to control their side of the map a decent amount of time so Alchemist can get up and running together with the Doom for a strong mid game. That's why I really favored their lineup. But if Waska do well early, perhaps they can just keep this pressure up and not let the greed of Tundra pay off.
Dump this shit.
What's Slardar going? He does have Blink. Blink Orchid. Okay. Cool. I can dig it. Oh.
Counter the Storm.
Oh.
This is kind of unexpected, I think, for Waska.
Yeah,
It's
Waska
not
is
too telegraphed because Tundra pushed out their waves quite well before doing this. It's really slow though.
Yeah.
My goodness, but they will eventually get there. Well, Chen is running out of friends.
Waska's gonna get a lot on the map for this. A solo smoke up from Soxa. He's gonna go and try and take the enemy Wisdom Ring. Is it actually gonna work? It's gonna work. He actually slips on by. The Slardar backed away from farming the Ancients, joined his team for a gank, and Soxa steals away the Wisdom Rune.
Nice. All right. It's a pretty big swing here for Tundra, getting Aegis and double Wisdom.
Aegis for the Storm Spirit. That's a nice pickup. He could definitely use it. Lornoff's working off of one Galvanized stack right now.
You'd imagine the question for Tundra's lineup is, when do you do something aggressive now? You only have the 5 kills. Your Chen, Elk, Doom. What's the breaking, like what's the time that you really make that move? Is it the Solar Crest Chen plus Crimson Doom? Is it Elk has Manta? Do you need all 3? Because it has to be around those heroes, right, that you're orchestrating the team movements. It shouldn't be, the Storm can get a pick here and there and make a skirmish, but this archetype of lineup really wants to play around Chen.
Quick jump on the squirrel. Soxa. Apparently it's not just the Tusk who's hunting him down.
They've got good burst on Waska between these heroes. Linus, Slardar.
It's a nice combination of magic and physical burst too.
That makes it less obvious to itemize. It's funny how when you think of Dota strategy, a lot of the time strategies in the past, if you go back a couple of years, that you would praise would be strategies that really organized around one key mechanic. Like OG had TI wins based off of regen, or healing. We've had strategies built around illusions. And then we've had minus armor strategies. And it feels like nowadays you don't really get to see many of those strategies that go in one direction and hard commit there, because the counter itemization options just feel so powerful. If you're running full on minus armor physical damage, we had a game this tournament actually. Oh, hang on, Laura.
Oh no, Matthew!
Bit too slow there. So we had a minus armor strat the other day, I think, and then I think it was against Falcons maybe in group stage 1.
Yeah.
And then they just got so much armor on all of it. They just bought all the armor items and Crimson, I think. And then it kind of just falls flat. So having that mix.
Do you think it's the items are so powerful, or do you think that there's so many options?
I think it's both.
Okay.
But it's also, I think minus armor as a strategy used to hit a critical mass timing in the later portion of the mid game. And I think that window is a lot smaller now because the relative discrepancy between hero strength and item strength has changed.
Sure.
Heroes get gold a lot faster, so if you used to have a strategy built around heroes having strong minus armor abilities when the items were weak, now you have strong minus armor abilities for, let's say, 5 minutes less, because they get the big items faster, and then they can offset your advantage.
Oh.
Close call from Sacred, not quite going to reach Soxa. His first escape of the game.
He's learning.
I like the guy, okay? I just want to make that clear. I have no vendetta against Soxa.
Oh no. Yutomi's after him.
He did not escape, Cat.
The walrus.
It was not
that
to be.
natural predator of squirrels.
No.
Look out.
No. They killed the squirrel with
Wait, behind. Matthew is going to get run down here. Looks like the rest of Waska are not going to get caught out in the process.
Look how far they dove for him. This can't be good.
They actually dove so far that they got away from the rest of Tundra in the process.
Tundra's going to be able to deny the tower now.
Aghanim Scepter done for the Pango. There's a pickup for you.
He'll do a lot of damage now with that corrosive haze. And it does once again mean that the Tundra lineup wants to itemize some armor, and obviously have armor from the chain. Oh, that's Aegis.
Do they have another stun? They can Lion. Okay, that's why Tundra has to come in to be able to bail him out, but they're not going to be able to do so. Earthspike into the Eclipse. Can they help out the Slardar here? Slardar a bit trapped. Yudomi is trying to look for maybe a snowball opportunity. Doom is worn out. Whitemon there on the other side. Oh, the shot from the Hoodwink. A little bit scary. They are just dogpiling onto 33's Doom. Meanwhile, beautiful bushwhack. Not enough to be able to save the Alchemist, but he can't get a kill. He'll finish off Yudomi.
Maybe it is enough to save him.
Maybe. Hit by the Lucent Beam. Chased after him with the Swashbuckle, but Sacred, he wasn't strong enough to hit him from the other side. They're going to Rolling Thunder after him here with, oh, what a hit. With the minus armor, that shield crash Aghanim Scepter does so much damage. The Chen almost getting one shot in the process. Nightfall's back up to full, but the rest of Waska have killed a lot. I guess they are respawning on the side of Tundra, so.
That was Tundra's first fight with Crimson Guard against this. They had the Crimson Guard, they had Divine Favor, they had the Solar Crest, and they still lost that fight. So that is maybe a little bit cause for concern that you would have liked to be strong here, but Lorinov not getting to cast a spell was definitely a big part of the problem. Jumped in for the rune. They thought it was going to work out as bait for them, but instead on respawn he gets insta-hexed into just blasted by the Eclipse. And Tundra were effectively fighting that 4v5 afterwards. Soxa.
Wait, why? Why me?
Deckrick won the great brawl at White Fields.
When it rains, it pours. The reason this stands out so much is that Soxa generally does not have this happen to him.
No.
We've had, I want to say
it happened before in this tournament.
It did, but he was Bounty Hunter in a losing lane. And I think that's very different because the role of that hero in the game is naturally going to be extremely high risk.
Okay.
I just think, I mean, in this one, he died twice before the lanes, right?
Yeah,
Just like, it's just such an extreme case of.
Well, he takes another L.
Yeah.
No shard for you.
I think this might be better, though, for Tundra. I think getting the Chen shard here is quite valuable. Being able to get a... I'm guessing they just want the Golem. But they could also get the Dragon for the armor. But the Golem has to be more EHP, though. Without a doubt. Unless the Fireball has good value in the game of like split pushing or whatever, you'll probably just go for the Golem.
3 armor. Yeah, it's not that much.
It can be a bit deceptive, though, the relationship between health and armor. Like if the enemy team is removing some and you're gaining some, on a hero like Hoodwink, how much HP does the Golem give you? Is it like 16%?
Yeah, sounds about
Something like that, so that's like 150. Is 150 better, or 160, let's say, is that better than... Okay, my math is terrible, by the way.
Yeah, it's
let's say
not
180.
great, but I didn't want to say anything.
Let's say 180. Is that better than 3 armor right now, if you had to guess? I would say it probably is, but it's not by a lot against this lineup.
Once in life.
Yeah.
But that's obviously also the lowest HP hero. So on the higher HP heroes, you would think the percentage-based health should just trump 3 flat armor.
Also, isn't the armor like super effective if they're minus armor and he's going down to 0 or even negative? Doesn't the armor become more effective there?
Oh,
or is that the old armor formula?
Just ask Purge after the game.
Okay.
All these like formulae, I don't know, just play on feel. I know minus armor is good if you want to deal more physical damage, Cap. That's all I need to know.
Preach, brother.
What do you think if there was a creep that gave +% armor?
It sounds like a combo with Dragonite that would be broken. Wait! That Alchemist is getting combo, but he got out the BKB Chemical Rage, and now he's turning back around. Well, Lornoff got the pick off on Matthew. They throw down the Eclipse, but the BKB Nightfall is just too strong now. Waska, they're going to bleed out heroes here. Yodomi put into a corner.
Bye-bye lead.
And there goes the Manta to dodge the Rod of Atos, but yeah, the lead is gone.
That is a very, very important moment to have the BKB reveal. Because this would have, if they could have killed him there, and they would if he didn't have BKB, they just win the fight and they start taking control of the bottom half of the map. They probably take the 2-2 tower. Now instead,
Dark Mago.
There's an LTPing, and he doesn't seem to care that much. Maybe he should. Maybe he didn't have a choice.
Got a shield crash. Rolls it up. He is dead.
Alright, critical mass inbound. Janna's Vlad's. Their Alka's BKB. This is when the Radiant lineup, and this is when I'm scared for Dire.
Yeah.
Do you have the damage when this ball is coming now?
And the ball continues to get stronger, right? Because then, like, Nightfall's gonna get an AC.
Yep.
There's another armor aura for you. Waska.
33 is playing with the pack leader aura, so they have more damage too. And a little bit of a disco situation in the pit.
And back for Hand of Minus for 33. Using that Devil's Bargain as much as he can.
Yeah, is there ever a game on Doom where you suddenly have 2k gold where you don't buy Midas? Can't you just buy it, use it twice, and then sell it?
Eat it. All of it. Eat it. Eat it. I want a red candle straight down like this. Pop. Eat it. Eat the liquidity. Look, I'm sorting. I opened the sort right here. 10x leverage. Bro, this is my trade right here. You dump it, dump it, dump it. Fuck. Dump it, dump it, dump it, dump it. Give me the money. Guys, I don't know what the fuck this is going to do. Nobody knows. I mean, the ETFs are buying. They don't give a fuck about the Bitcoin's price, you know? They don't give a fuck. They're buying at the top. So, my idea and why a short, I mean, when you hit a new all-time high, I'm like, all right, let's open up a short. You know, the chances are with us, not against us. And but you don't know, this can just skyrocket now, man. This can just go straight the fuck up, all the way. This can do a reversal like this easily. I mean, really easily. If you take this as a measured move, and you go here, I mean, that can blow. And that's nothing once you open up the chart. You know, that's nothing. That can happen easily. So, now look at it, look how it pumps when it pumps. Jeez, I know, god damn it, I know. In and out. I'm just gonna wait a little longer because now we're following the downtrend here. And if it reaches somewhere here, I'm gonna sell everything out. I mean, if I see a clear reversal, I'm gonna sell. I'm not gonna wait for it to fucking hit me with a new all-time high. Fuck that shit. If I see a reversal pattern building up, I'm gonna just sell the short. Possibly enter a long for a little bit. This shit is about to rip. And I have two positions. I entered here as well, but I entered a little earlier, and then it kept going, and I'm like, oh, my fucking thing is gone. But now it came back down, so I mean, I entered here, goddamn, and I didn't enter at the top.
And then, like, all of a sudden, all these Dota players are chewing gum.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a replay of him chewing gum.
Oh my god, it's the death of Sock Suck.
Da 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 da.
No, he just needs some sad music for this one, dude. Production, how you gonna do him dirty? Like, this is a TI winner. Put some goddamn respect on Sox's name.
I will say, I think a lot of his deaths in this game are actually inconsequential, though. That's what you always need to keep in mind. If a player is dying a lot, are the deaths leading to objectives? Are they leading to game-winning situations? Sometimes a player dying once can be worse than another player dying 10 times. Because if that one death is the Skitter death of last series, right? In the last game. That's just like, okay, the carry's out of position late game with the Rapier. He can have played a perfect game up until that point, and everyone will say, oh my god, he threw the game away.
Yeah.
And then you can, this game right...
How you doing? Yeah, this shit is about to reverse. It's gonna go up. we're winning. Shit. That's good. I like that.
Actually, BKBs were huge for Tundra because it mitigated the Eclipse and it mitigated a lot of the magic damage, and it makes Slardar have to like reapply his ulti, so they didn't even get the value of that super often. On top of the fact that they bought the right armor items.
And a deal with Lion, who, poor Matthew, he played a hell of a game.
He played really good.
I was so impressed, and he was being so annoying that despite 33 holding on to that Doom until Pyke showed up, at a certain point he was just like, God damn it, this Lion is being so annoying! And he just doomed him.
That's just Matthew Dota. I think every team that he's on, he's usually the shining star in terms of like why they win team fights, why they can be so chaotic. And every time I've really been impressed by Waska, it feels like his hero or the way that he plays or leads the team is also what enables them. But I also think that Tundra didn't look their best today, if that's fair to say. While, you know, Waska just brings the chaos every time. I really hope that they stay together as a team and don't shuffle too much, because I feel like they just need to refine some of their ideas on Waska, but their spellcasting is so good.
Yeah, I hope that we take into consideration that they have already not gotten bottom 8. They are in top 8, which generally is a feat no matter what tournament you're in. They survived the first culling, which Heroic did not, on the other hand. And so, while they are kind of getting smooshed in this group stage 2, it's after the bottom 8 teams have already been eliminated. And now you're competing against the best of the best. So, the fact that they are able to bring these games close is encouraging. If they can get a series, that would be even better. And this one is proving to be close, but maybe not close enough quite yet. But we can take a look at our Kadia award of the game for this game number 1 with BSJ.
Yeah, thank you, Neil. We had a couple candidates. There were a lot of crazy back and forth fights in that game, but we elected to go with the double ward plus hero ward combination of Lornoff on a cliff. Tusk going for the D ward, but surprise, mother. There's a storm up there, as this is the fight that was absolutely essential for Tundra to turn the game. This was after they'd taken 2 lanes of Rax on the side of Waska. They were controlling the entire map, 2 lanes of Rax, as I mentioned. They had just gotten the Roche, but the Aegis is no longer there. And it felt like both teams had just such infinite chase potential. You have the Slardar on one end, you have the Storm plus Alk on the other. And, you know, we had to break this clip in half because of how long this fight was. A lot of these fights included multiple buybacks. This one favoring Tundra because it's on their side of the map. You see them.
Yeah, and didn't the cliff start out with a Radiant ward originally?
Yes, exactly. Oh, now it's a Dire ward.
Yeah.
It's a Kadia ward for both teams, of course. So it started with a Radiant ward and a Storm.
True.
And then it got de-warded mid-fight, and then got replaced by a Dire ward. So yeah.
Yeah, all 4 of them are on there right now.
Yeah, they were look at them even kind of dancing up there. Yeah. I mean, this was a 14-person team fight, you know, and some creeps in there by Chen, so maybe like 18 or 19.
Each one of those skeletons counts as a hero as far as I'm concerned.
21.
We gotta rally it up.
Think about them. Yeah, rally up.
Rally up, friends, and rally behind Waska. They need a win. Please, $5,000 on the line, and how many EPT points?
200!
200 EPT points. Tune in to game number 2, and we'll see you after the break.
Just at whether they can do the job or not. Can't really compare Disabled to be white and black. Yeah, exactly. And so that's really the way that I see it, is that I think that he should definitely make all of that illegal. Anytime that a person gets a privilege based off of something that they didn't do, then it's a bad thing. It's literally that simple. I mean, a female-only space is advantageous for women in some cases. We're not banning female-only gems. Yeah, I agree. I think that there's definitely some nuance to it in that regard, and I think that's a good point. Yeah, you're right about that. Sure. That's common sense. Yeah, I feel like that's common sense. Jobs aren't spaces? Yeah. What about trying to make America's physicians more closely resemble the population? For example, supporting black doctors can help their communities as opposed to having a disproportionately high number of white male doctors. I reject the idea that making sure that a population of a type of job is reflected in the population is actually something that needs to happen. And I think that it's racist to imply that a white person would be able to like not understand, or a black person would be able to better understand the health problems of another black person. I think this is an insane way of looking at things, and I don't think that it's true. And I also think that, and here's the reason why I know that it's not true. It's because people are only advocating for this in positions that are advantageous. People aren't asking for gender parity in garbage men, right? They're asking for gender parity in jobs that are high status and high paying jobs. So it's actually not for any sort of like, if having gender and race parity is something that actually matters, it would be something that would be applied to all groups of people in all job categories. But it's not. It's only being applied to job types that are high status, high paying. And what that means is that it's actually not a systemic problem that has to do with what the actual job is. It has to do with what the money and the status is behind the job, and it's a money and a status play instead. So no, I don't agree with that at all. I completely reject the premise that that should be a goal. Equality of opportunity, not outcome? Yeah. No, I'll read a few more of these. It implies that a black person can understand how health concerns feel, which is patently false. Yeah. It's a class issue, not a race issue. Yeah, that's true too. They want to be CEO but not be a garbage man? Yeah. Idiocracy is becoming true prophecy? Well, no, it's just that like people look at everything through identity politics, and that's the reason why it happens. So yeah, you're just wrong though. That's fine if you think that I'm wrong, but and so this is I'll read this comment. You can know people are prejudiced. Yeah, so the fact that people are prejudiced doesn't mean that you should try to legislate prejudice into the law. Like, I know that people are prejudiced, but like the solution to that is not more prejudice. That's not the way it works. If I'm wrong, why does it feel right? Yeah. It's called relatability. I think that you're going to have a lot of different factors of relatability that like matter. I think that some of that is like race-based or gender-based, etc. But overall, I think that the idea that, you have to have like jobs and like people in a certain type of career that reflect the population there, I don't really think that that's I don't think that should be a goal in the first place. That should not be the point. The point should be to how to make this job most effectively work. I'm curious how you feel about accommodations for non-obvious disabilities, MS, scoliosis. I don't know. I think it probably is a case-by-case basis. I don't think you can, with something like that, you can never just go and paint with such a broad brush that it applies to every single thing that could possibly happen. I don't think it's possible to do that at all. You see Roach Ranch is at nearly 15 million members. 15,000 members? Really? Holy fuck. Let me see. Yeah, it's at 14.2 thousand. I guess it already updated earlier. Oh my god. Yep, we almost have 15 million. Roaches. There you go. I think the person best at the job should get it. Yeah, exactly. Dude's advocating for segregated care and probably doesn't even realize it. Yeah, I think it's a huge problem too. Oops. A little bit of a hiccup there. The problem is that you assume other people will judge others on a basis that's purely logical, but that's simply untrue. These measures are an attempt to nullify or mitigate natural biases that are present with all individuals. Yeah, but they don't work. So, like, when you apply something, if you apply a one-size-fits-all, like, basically what you're saying is you're implying that there's a bias that exists and that you're trying to measure what that bias is and then counteract against it. But the problem is that measurement source is that it's very much circumstantial, right? Number one, it's circumstantial. And number two, I think you're just going to make it worse. It's brain rot? Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. Garbage man doesn't have an effect on a community like a doctor does? Okay, what about... let's assume that you're right. I don't agree with you, but let's assume that you're right. What about, like, social workers? What about people that do any sort of job that is interfacing with the public that is not a high-status job? I think that one thing that's very common, and you see this all the time, is that every single time people are advocating for some sort of like racial or gender parity, it's always with a job that is high status and or high paying. Every single time. It's because it has nothing to do with the idea of parity, and it has everything to do with the idea of power and money. That's why. Every single time. It's the same thing. Yeah, that's why it's happening. Guardian has bigger impact? Yeah. If black people need a black doctor, why don't white communities need a white doctor? This road is not going to end with more jobs for minorities. Yeah, I think that's a pretty bad... I feel like we tried that. Yeah, that didn't really go very well. It's not an easy argument. Yeah, for sure. No, doctors are different. No, absolutely not. If you're giving a privilege to a person and a person gets hired for a job for a reason that's not their own merit or their own skill, then you're doing something that's called discrimination. It's extremely simple. Every normal person knows this. Every normal person sees this. And so that's why whenever this happens, it becomes immediately evident to so many people. It becomes plain and simple. Yeah. It's all the time. Yep. Going to play a game set? Yeah, I was going to play the Atomic Picnic. The release of it finally came out. We delayed it for like a year. But yes, it's finally been released. But before I do that, I'll answer a few more questions and, go through some more of this stuff and then talk about some other stuff. But yeah, it never happens when a white man gets a job over a person of color. Well, yeah, but that's bad, right? So like when a white person gets a job over a black person because the fact they're white, that's bad. We all agree that that's bad. What I'm saying is that the opposite is also bad. Yeah, nobody's defending that. Nobody thinks that's good. Yeah, meritocracy should be the goal. Yeah, exactly. That's the meritocracy. Yep. If you don't have that, you have problems. When will I play Genshin? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Soon. What about to correct an imbalance? Well, correcting an imbalance implies that the imbalance needs to be corrected. Why does the imbalance need to be corrected? Like, and also, is this an imbalance that's occurring naturally, or is this an imbalance that's occurring because different groups of people have different types of interests, right? Like, for example, like there's jobs that a lot of women like, and there's jobs that men like because men and women are different. Multi-tip answer, yeah, there is no imbalance, exactly. Creating an imbalance the other way around doesn't correct it either, yeah. Yeah, if imbalance is the problem, then why are you making another imbalance? Let me see here. So when the military promotes, they take your information and they scrub any identifying information out, and even donations to certain charity, then paperwork sent to a board that promotees that whoever knows who's who, not even after the fact. Yeah, I don't know how the military does things. I have no idea. But I'm saying, like, that's what I think the best ideal is. That's what I would believe. That's what I think is the best idea. Let me see if I can look at any more of these. Bro, women doesn't know how women yearn. Hasman doesn't know how women yearn for the mines. Yeah, I thought that was kids. The concept that you need to hire to rebalance something is just performative bullshit. Well, it's not performative bullshit. It's something that only happens when it's a. It's something that only happens when it's a high status, high value job. That's the reason. That's how you know it's bullshit. Like, oh wow, the only jobs that need rebalancing just happen to be all the jobs that are high status, high paying. Wow, how fucking convenient is that? What are the odds? It's crazy. 40 monkeys escaped the research facility in South Carolina. Yeah, I saw that. Exactly. Rebalance solution. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. And let me go ahead and look at a few more of these, and then I want to go ahead and watch this. Just a second. Okay, there we go. Join late. We talked about affirmative action. I thought affirmative action's dead. I thought they killed affirmative action, didn't they? Like, it's done? I'm pretty sure it is. So, like, that's finished. It's dead? Yeah, that's what I thought. At least in a lot of cases it was. Where's our women's sewer workers? Yeah, exactly, right? And watching a Warcraft Live thing when it happens, I don't even know what that is. After apartheid in South Africa, they used positive discrimination to get more black Africans in the government. What do you think about that? I don't know. Like, I mean, the way that another country solves its problems isn't really my business, and it's not really my understanding. Like, it's the same thing I said before, like with that thing with Germany, is that I can look at it from an outsider's perspective and be like, yeah, this is kind of like what we're having here, but I can't really deeply understand and fully like comprehend what a German person's problems actually are. Right? I can't actually see it and be like, yeah, like only have commentary, right? And so like, what does South Africa do? Like, what should they do? I really don't know. Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's a bad idea, but also like there was like some crazy shit that happened there, so I'm not even really sure. Let me see here. All right. I'm gonna try this shit out. I'm gonna play it. Go check in front of Firelands, right, bro? Like I'm gonna be honest. Like I've been totally checked out of WoW. Like I'm gonna just be real, completely checked out. And the reason why, so I'll tell you guys the reason why I've been checked out is like I just don't really feel like the game is really that. I don't think it's that interesting right now, and I just haven't really felt like a desire to do shit. Okay, all right, give me a minute. Let me turn this down a little bit. Okay. And it has been for years. I mean, I'm just kind of like talking about like what my opinion of it is. And so, too many years of it. Anniversary event is mid anyways. Well, it's not that I don't like WoW. It's just that I don't feel like WoW has... I think that I've basically been playing the same patch, every single patch, since Legion. And I think every single time that, like, a new, what do you call it? A new patch or a new expansion comes out, it's pretty much the exact same content, but just with bigger numbers or different systems. It became kind of boring. Yeah, it did. And I think that's a huge problem. So no more new ideas. Thoughts on Season of Discovery? I mean, I like Season of Discovery. I think Season of Discovery is cool, but it's just not something that I would like really go super hard on. And also, like, another big reason why I stopped playing a lot of MMOs, like, this is like just really the truth, is that, can I kill myself in here? Yeah, I can. The big reason why I stopped playing a lot of MMOs is that I don't think that MMOs and a lot of... Wait, they let you do this? Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't think they planned for that. And so, yeah, I'm kind of burned out of MMOs. Burned out on MMOs. I think the reason why is that I think that MMOs, in a general sense, don't respect your time. And I remember thinking about this. Like, I came to this realization when I was playing Elden Ring. And I was, like, farming something, and I was realizing that, like, okay, farming this might take me an entire hour. And then I think about how many things in, like, other games that take hundreds of hours in order to, like, farm, or, like, dozens of hours to farm. And I'm like, why does it take that long in order to get this item or to complete this task? There's really no reason for it in a lot of cases. It's just artificial time padding that just wastes your time. And I think that for having fun, yeah. And so, like, And like, it's not that I don't want to play Ashes of Creation, because we're going to play that too, but to make it meaningful. But, like, to me, it doesn't feel meaningful anymore. Like, it used to feel meaningful, but maybe because I've done it a lot of times, I just haven't really, like, I don't get that meaning out of it anymore. To me, when I see it, I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I'm wasting so much time. This is crazy. Feels like a chore? Yeah, I think so. Fuck, dude, you just ruined Satisfactory for me? Yeah, and it's weird because, like, as soon as you see it, you can't unsee it. And it's like after I played games, like, for example, like playing Metaphor or something like that, if I want to farm for something in that game, I can easily just go achieve that goal. And there's no real, like, there's a system that's attached to the goal, but it's not drawn out in a way that is just boring and unfun. It's like a process of performance. you feel that way about rare monster drops in Monster Hunter? No, because they're not rare. If I, like, think about, okay, so I'll give you a couple of examples. Like, let's look at Shavara Ishvalda Tinderplate, which is, like, one of the rarest items. And this is outside of decorations. Decorations are, like, way too fucking grindy and they're garbage. But other than that, besides that, a lot of the decorations, a lot of the other items are super easy to get. Like with First Descendant, they're super easy to get. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal at all. Decos are the end game. Yeah, but I don't really see that as being like, let me see what the fuck. Okay, there we go. All right, we're good. Yeah, I've never seen this thing here too, because I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, they apparently made like a tutorial just to get people to like understand the game. So like, you want to know what's really sad is the fact that the reason why they added the tutorial is that like they were talking and they were like, yeah, we've seen Asmon play video games, and he's like, he plays video games like an idiot, and like because he plays like an idiot, like he can't figure it out. Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh, I can't figure it out. There we go. Okay. See? That's exactly why. Got it. I'm playing like a gaming journalist? Well, I usually... So the reason why I play like that, here's really the truth, is because... Okay, I picked that up. Okay, good. Fast reload. Sound wave deals damage. Okay, it's easy. Kill all these. The reason why is because I'm just that kind of person, right? I mean, I play video games on autopilot pretty much all the time. Like 99% of the time when I'm playing a game, I am totally mentally AFK. Like I actually play video games so I can go mentally AFK. So I don't have to like think or like plan anything. I can just play the game and not give a fuck. Okay, I'm a slow learner. Well, I think it's also like not... It's like, even to an extent, I'm not even a slow learner. I'm just a lazy learner. I don't really give a fuck one way or another. Okay, what do I have to do here? I guess I have to shoot all these. Okay, easy enough. Oh, I have to throw this. Got him. All right. Not even trying, bro. Yeah, basically. Being mentally AFK is amazing. It's basically what I do. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let me pick this up. Alrighty. Yeah, they've added a bunch of new shit. Holy fuck. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, I thought I was supposed to... Okay. Start pick. Alright, we're gonna get started. Points for Terraria? Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's bad for your brain to be at 100% all the time. Yeah, you play like a mobile game ad? I do, because I am totally 100% checked out. Like, I'm not thinking about the game. I'm thinking about something that's like completely separate. I'm never really paying attention. What's the release date? The game, we finally released the game. Okay, we're gonna go with... I'm gonna go with the reload, obviously. Okay, let me kill these. Yeah, I feel like any AoE damage is like insane. Fuck. Okay. Gotcha, bitch. Okay. I think maybe I just keep going with more of this. Yeah, it seems like a good idea. Okay. Blow them up. Easy enough. There we go. So for a really good story, do you read or go AFK? If it's a really good story game, I try to pay attention, but I also know that I'll lose interest kind of fast in a lot of cases. Okay, wow, I'm just getting the same exact one. Okay, that's really good. Okay, let me go over to here. This is early access? Yeah, I didn't know that. I have no idea. I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, got him. Got him. Easy, easy. Okay, now what? I killed 20 enemies. Okay, I'm done. Perfect. Is this like Fortnite? Yeah, it's like Fortnite. Because, like, you run around and you shoot things. It's just like Fortnite. Do you still mentally AFK when playing Elden Ring? Absolutely. I am AFK while playing Elden Ring. Bro, I'm not even in the same universe. Okay, we got it. Okay, and let's see here. All right, we are here, a little base here. So we got. Yeah, they had to add this character. Yeah. Man. All right. It's like Fortnite and Torghast. I don't know about that. I haven't really played, as I said, like I haven't played WoW in a long time, honestly. Okay, and can I upgrade at all? No, I can't. Okay, I've got to go do one. Are all WoW players mentally AFK while grinding? Yeah, I think that grinding... Okay, we'll do first stage. There we go. All right. Is this Dustborn? No. Okay, device activation spawns bullet.
Where do they find these songs? Who does this?
It definitely doesn't fit Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, out of all the heroes in this game, I think it fits Ench the best. Okay, now it's just getting annoying.
What is that? The shrill whistle.
Well done.
Good. Hey, good job. Good work to the band.
PogChamp pandas, everybody.
I don't think they would appreciate that. All right, Tundra versus Waska, game 2. We've got some interesting heroes on our hands here. Synderen, Huskar, and Bristleback.
Huskar sure is interesting.
Oh, they're going for a first blood on Lorinov. Oh.
Well, they're taking their sweet-ass time. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, they wanted his courier, too.
And now it's the worst possible time.
They won nothing.
Okay, that did not work.
That was terrible. Okay, question. Do you think it was viable? They obviously weren't going to do it based off of player-hero combinations, but do you think it was viable for them to do SF mid and Dragon Knight safe lane to dodge this?
I don't know if SF beats Huskar.
He probably does better than Dragon Knight, right?
Probably. But I think he's more instrumental to their lineup.
And Pyke is not having that much fun.
I also think Shadow Fiend, in theory, does better against Bristle than Dragon Knight does in lane, right?
Sure.
You'd think. I'm not sure. It's an interesting idea. I wonder if they can... I mean, when they already had their heroes picked, I mean, what do you do, right? Yeah. They're going to stick to their lanes. But in theory, if they were equally good on mid and carry on both players, then... I'm not sure, but I think maybe swapping would be slightly better. Let's see how badly this mid lane goes for Margot over time. Obviously, it should be really bad for DK. Any melee hero against Huskar is misery. His last pick. Filthy.
Disgusting.
From Tundra. Speaking of disgusting, Cap.
Yes.
Bristleback did change his facet. We were looking at him for a while with Snot Rocket.
Yes.
But he ended up taking Seeing Red. And I was interested to see that Snot Rocket, actually, because I was imagining how it would play into their strategy to run that. But alas, it was a prank.
'Twas not to be.
'Twas indeedn't.
I think Shakespeare would say that.
I think he had a bit of a bigger vocabulary than I do. Which is impressive because he had half as many words to work with. English has grown since.
Yes.
Wonder how big a percentage of the English language was added in the last 200 years.
That is a great linguistics question.
Yep. Unfortunately, out of the two of us, I'm the one who studied English and I don't know, so we're kind of lost. Oh, he had to use the Fairy Fire. I was going to salve.
Feels bad for sure. 3-minute Lotuses. Pyke is not going to be able to stick around for that one. 33 is chasing after him, building up those quill stacks. Pyke knows it's no good. He has to TP out.
You can see in Pyke's build as well, getting these fast boots. Needs to try to have that mobility to outrun the Bristle because he's just going on him all the time. I would think SF over time does well in this lane, but this early
It's not looking great.
Part of it is definitely not looking too hot.
Oh,
He's getting
Shadow
scouted by
Poison, it doesn't
Soxa.
land, but he does scout him. And the Shards is not blocking them off. He's going to be blocked out. Disruption. Reminder, he used his TP to get back into position. He's going to have to walk out to lane. And 33 got first blood.
That's bad. That's a really, really big problem. Now you're getting crushed in 2 lanes already. Your safe lane is a disaster. Your mid lane is default loss.
Yeah.
You can't really do anything about this. Huskar is just going to beat out the Dragon Knight.
And Alchemist is killing it. 24 and 5.
So all 3 lanes, in fairness, are just Tundra wins. So what are Waska going to do about it? They have good rotation supports, so potentially you could either send the Tusk through the gate to help top, or you could send Lion through the gate to help bottom. But the problem is Tundra's supporting cast isn't half bad either in these early situations, and Enchantress more than likely willing to take those exchanges and just look for the fight. I suppose Nightfall won't be too happy about being left alone when under-leveled against an Alk, because what Waska did end up doing was give more experience to Sacred, with Matthew taking a bit of a selfless position.
Yeah. Alk doesn't want to be left alone against Timbersaw. Yeah.
Yes, I think Lion should move. I think that's the best option you have. Sacred's fine now. He's got a point back
go to mid. See if he can help as
this Huskar's full HP.
very
They're
aggressive
not
on Lorna.
likely to kill him. 2 points in Dragon Tail, though.
Yep, and stun underneath the tower, and the TP coming in from... Oh, no, it got canceled.
Oh, Mago's in trouble now if Lornov just fights back.
Oh, dear, he's going to get a couple more hits on him. Mago's going to burn out. He knows it, too. Lornov gets the kill, and he stays alive.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Now 33. He's due to do the Hawk Tua. Spit on that thing.
Went well.
I was about to say I'm so proud of you for knowing a meme, but of all the ones you knew, that was the one. Yeah, do that grunt like a bristle. You fucking pig. Yeah, I hope that one does not become a voice line. I could do without that one.
That's good. I'm submitting that, actually. Thank you.
Radiant are scanning. Dire structures
Something about it here, little piggy.
Yeah, something bad about... Okay, that's enough. You told me?
Big man's coming.
Yeah, sure is. So is the wave, so now they can choose to dive unless Pyke keeps it out of tower range, but he can't keep doing that. Now he might just be in trouble again.
Yeah, he's just going to clear out the creeps and hope that 33 can't dive him.
That actually felt doable for 33.
Yeah.
But maybe the counterplay with the snowball and the threat of a rotation is a bit too much.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. Like, you're already winning the lane. You know that Waska... I mean, last game, Waska... They rotated heavily early on. They're still trying to catch Lornov here, but the Purge, it just keeps slowing it down. The snowball lands. Now the Dragon Tail does. The tag team will allow them to finish off Lornov finally.
If he had a point in Inner Fire, he might have survived this situation, but you don't really want to skill that against Dragon Knight. You just want to max out.
Yeah, fair enough. Timbersaw trying to put some pressure on Nightfall, but it does not look like he'll be able to do so before level 6. Nightfall pops the Chemical Rage. Of course, he can't really threaten the Timbersaw, but good part is he can stay in lane for a little while longer.
Yep.
Getting his level 6 before the Timbersaw is very crucial.
It's actually surprising that ended up happening, given that Sacred had a bit of an experience advantage and Matthew just left.
Has been killed. Dire's courier has been killed.
Might have been the fact that, whoa, okay, Courier Massacre, Jesus. Might have been I wonder if he got more experience by farming up some neutrals between picks or something.
Pyke.
He does have a TP. He's immediately going to use it.
It's not good. He keeps being pushed off.
Yeah, he did go back to the tier 2. They have a lane ward, so good thing he did not try and run back out to lane. That would have been disastrous.
DK and SF struggling simultaneously is not a good recipe.
If they can get the turnaround kill, though, on Nightfall, it would be really helpful. Nice long Timber Chain, hit him with the Whirling Death, slow him down with the Chakra Man, he used Chemical Rage. It's not enough.
He's got some fat stacks to look forward to, though, unless Waska...
Back at it again. God damn, 3 Couriers in the same spot.
this stack they're going to defend with their lives, though. This is Alchemists. Or Bristlebacks.
Domi is walking into Lorinoff.
He's not gonna get away from this one, you would imagine. Well, taking some time, but he will burn out to the spears.
There he goes. That's the thing, is like this build, the Incendiary facet, I don't feel like you lack in early game damage, despite it being percentage based, you know?
Definitely not.
You would expect it to be less, because like, of course, flat damage would be better early, but it just doesn't feel that way. It just feels like it's just Huskar that is just as strong early and just scales up better late.
Yeah, what's the percentage? So you burn 0.75% of max health.
They're going on Lorinoff again. The Timbersaw brought to this makes it a whole lot easier. BSJ was right.
No chance.
Huskar is going to die a lot. Here's the stack. They're going to fight for their lives here. Whitemon gets off his heel. The overprotective Wisps do not cancel out that kind of burst from the Timbersaw. And now they're draining the mana. Oh no, we got Centaur stun. Nice use by the Enchantress, but they're going after the Bristleback. Now the Bristleback is dead as well. They can still take some of these neutrals as well. Oh, I guess they're all dead. All right.
This is a really good example of something we don't talk about all that much, but in this situation, you can't really fault him too much for it, but Nightfall TP'd top after he died, right? If this was later on in the game, this is one of those TPs that is extremely high risk, because if something like this breaks out, you can't help your team. Yadomi's dead. If Alk had TP there, this invasion fails completely.
Right.
But they know he TP'd top after they killed him, so this invasive move is going to be successful since they just flat out outnumber the enemy team. Or they match them in numbers. Shadow Fiend wasn't there, but they have the stronger 4-man right now. And Alk could have been the difference maker, but he didn't have TP. Now, if Nightfall would have run back to lane after dying, he might have missed half a wave but been available for his team. And it's always this little equation that you need to consider as a carry is, are you going to reserve that for a team move, or can you be selfish? And in that situation, obviously, it was unfortunate for them.
They're going to drag a till so they can get the deny. Smart play from Mago.
Has been denied. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Clever girl.
So Waska, couple of successful moves, and now they're much more online. Maybe they could even find this kill. Nice scan from the Dire, though. Nightfall
he
has an idea it's coming.
He cannot afford any more delays in his Radiance. He is almost there.
He'll head down to his triangle, but obviously that triangle gold did not go to him. It was the Bristle. And I wonder if the invasion hadn't come there from Waska, if Tundra would have prioritized it the same way, or if they would have given Nightfall some of it.
Oh, look at that. Enchantress pulls the creep wave over to Nightfall.
Back when we played more, babysitting was in lane. Now it's off lane. You just pull the creeps to your carry. So you don't even play the lane. All right, Pyke will take Waska's first tower of the game.
Double Blink Dagger pickups for Waska, so they are wanting to play fast, fast, fast. Gas, gas, gas.
Yep. Get in up close and personal on the Huskar. And of course, I really like the dagger on Timber here. I think when you have this good matchups and you're picking Timber in this position in the draft, getting the immediate payoff here makes a ton of sense to me.
Let's hope it actually pays off, because 33 is about to complete his Aghanim Scepter, and that it just makes it risky. You can obviously still blow him up, but you know, going into these fights and these pickoffs and stuff,
that's double-edged.
Turnaround potential is there from Tundra.
Middle tower is under attack.
Got to remember, your Timbersaw is not going to have that much armor.
Demonic.
I've never heard that voice line before.
I don't know what triggered it.
Chasing after these heroes. They have the Alchemist kind of joining them. I'm not sure if they're just clearing the way. Make sure the Alchemist feels comfortable farming. They're actually going to TP.